Today in New Zealand, everyone has their chance in the current educational system. I totally disagree.
I think for the vast majority of New Zealanders, the educational system is okay.
I think that class and systemic oppression is a big thing to think about in regards to how good a value of education people get in New Zealand.
I agree up to a point. I don't think that everybody has the chance. You're either excellent, you're either terrible.
And if you're in the middle?
And if you're in the middle, you're just totally forgotten about.
I don't really agree with that.
There's a lot of disparity between schools, even just in Auckland. You drive around from like north to south and it's stark contrast.
I don't really agree. I think that certain groups are still disadvantaged and other groups benefit further from their position of privilege.
The educational system prepares you well for the job market in New Zealand. I totally disagree with this. I think we're set up not for jobs, but more for learning, which is different, you know?
I don't think personally that my school necessarily prepared me 100% for the workforce.
I would say I don't really agree. Well, schools push you towards university, whereas a lot of the jobs in life you don't need university to go for.
Man, I found it so hard to get a job after I left university.
Yeah.
Like, no one wanted to hire me, and I was like, wow, shit.
The educational system that I went through prepared me well for the job market now. I would say the educational system now is still the same as it was for me 15 years ago, and that is a dangerous prospect, and I think we're literally staring our young people down. We're flying them into a mountain.
I think there should be more of a focus on financial literacy, managing money at school and in other training.
Yes. Because I can't handle my money well.
Yeah.
I believe this would be like a super useful skill to like me and most of my friends.
In my final year of school, they tried to talk to us about student loans and money, and nobody was interested.
Given your young mind, would you think if someone had given you that advice, you would have taken it? I don't know if I would have.
Well,
I would have still been like, yeah,
but
okay,
it's not advice.
Please,
it's not advice. It's educating them about it. Maybe you would. I don't know.
That would have been really nice to know, like, and to have some sort of pre-training in that, yes.
Yes. There should be more focus on financial literacy, definitely.
To this day, I don't know really what a tax is. I don't know how I pay them. I don't know if they just get automatically paid.
I find that really boring. Like, I took accounting in NCA level 1, and I only just passed it because I was so bored.
Today in New Zealand, the educational system rewards the deserving.
I agree.
I don't really agree. I feel like there's a lot of barriers still, like cultural barriers.
I think the educational system rewards what they deem as deserving.
I've seen cases where students have been completely deserving of an award and that hasn't been offered to them because somebody else was a favourite.
I have to agree up to a point. Like, I do think there are lots of scholarships available, and I just think not everyone's, aware of them. You do have to go looking for them yourself. So scholarships do reward, people that do really well.
I don't think we have the right to say who deserves anything.
I disagree. I'll just go straight there. I don't think the education system rewards the deserving. The educational system rewards the students that tick the boxes that have been created within the curriculum.
Popularity in the classroom is and was determined by
Rugby. Because
definitely.
That's the most important indicator of success in New Zealand.
And physical appearance.
Popularity was just a thing that occurred. It's really weird. I don't think that there's anything specific that my idea of the popular kids kind of had attributed to themselves or did anything. It was just known that they were the popular group.
What's that thing they say? Your vibe, your tribe?
Yeah, it's just very much dependent on how you look and whether your parents have the money to buy you, like, I don't know, top brands or something of clothes.
Parents' social status can have an impact on this. If your parents are famous, then straight away people are going to know who you are.
In today's society, it's kind of still about that, because
I
if you
think
look at
it
all the
was-
Instagram stars and all that, their popularity is based on their appearance.
Actually, to be honest, a lot of like smart people were real popular.
That's true.
But like, that's because they were actually cool as well.
Yeah.
Who do you think should fund higher education and work placements? The government and companies.
Kind of in between myself via loans
Yeah.
and the
I'm
government.
thinking that. Yes. I was thinking that as well.
Working in just with student loans that I'll pay back in due time is what worked for me, but it doesn't necessarily work for everyone else.
Both government and myself via loans.
Yeah, I don't see
Like the way it is
anything
now.
wrong with loans, eh?
I think it should be a combination of your family, the government, and companies. So
Yeah.
companies, I think your family should definitely give you some kind of assistance. Granted, I know some families aren't in a position to do that. So if they're not in a position to do that, then that's fine. And so the government should step in and give them more help.
I agree.
To an extent, it should be yourself by working.
At the moment, what's happening is probably the best that you can really do. You know, the government can't pay for everything, and we can't expect to do it for free. So, you know, by doing half and half is kind of working at the moment. You know, you pay it back later.
How did you feel at school? I felt pretty unhappy going to school here.
I would say I was respected in school.
School unsupported, lonely, happy, unhappy, respected, none of the above. Felt all of those. You can't go through 7 years of school and be happy every single day.
It was kind of isolating and lonely.
I would say I was happy and I was supported.
Disengaged isn't one of the options, but that would be
Yeah.
how I feel.
Disengaged.
Oh, happy. I loved school.
I felt supported and happy, but there were definitely parts of it that I felt lonely and, you know, unsupported and unrespected.
When we went to school in Te Araroa, and when we were at Kura Kaupapa, I definitely would have to say I was happy.
I think respected's, a really good one. Yeah, everything else happened, but respect is actually a really good one.
I don't think I really felt respected.
Do you trust schools? 0, not at all. 3, totally. I'd probably lean towards a 2 there.
I would say 2, because like I trust our education system, but I think just because of all the variation of different schools in different places with different kids, there can be some, like different difficulties.
No, not at all. The stuff I hear makes me not trust that system at all.
No, not really.
I would say too. I largely trust them, but I think, these situations out of their control.
Yeah.
2 out of 3.
Māori language should be taught in New Zealand primary schools. I'm going to get in trouble for this one.
Strongly agree, 100%.
I think I would strongly agree.
I would say I agree. It should be offered in all schools, but it should be a choice that kids make.
Agree, it should be offered by all schools, but optional for students.
I'm not a big fan of compulsion.
Strongly agree. It should be compulsory to teach and to take it.
It's an official language of New Zealand.
Yeah, so it's an official language, so to me it makes sense that it should be compulsory in all schools.
I don't think it should be forced
I think,
on everyone.
I think it should be like
it's
a
good to have the
choice.
opportunity there.
Yeah.
Right?
Strongly agree. It just opens up so many doors to the rest of the culture.